It's everywhere you look, isn't it? People glued to their phones, even when they're together.
Totally. And it's not just a teenager thing anymore. I see adults, professionals, even elderly people constantly checking their screens. It's become a universal habit.
Exactly. It's evolved from a useful tool to something that's, in many cases, controlling people's lives. It's a real societal issue.
So let's dive into this. What defines smartphone addiction? It's more than just checking your phone a lot, right?
Right. It's a behavioral addiction characterized by excessive use, despite negative consequences. We're talking about withdrawal symptoms, neglecting responsibilities, and a general inability to control phone usage.
So, like, if someone's constantly anxious when their phone is out of reach, or if they're neglecting their relationships, their work, their health, that's a sign, right?
Absolutely. It's about the impact on their daily life. Is their phone interfering with their ability to function normally? Are they prioritizing their phone over real-life interactions?
And what about the different aspects of smartphone use that fuel this addiction? It's not just one thing, is it? Is it the games, the social media, the constant notifications?
It's a complex interplay. Social media is a huge factor. The dopamine hits from likes, comments, and the fear of missing out, FOMO, keep users hooked. Then there are the addictive game mechanics designed to keep you playing.
And the notifications, that constant buzz, the feeling that something important might be happening, it's like a Pavlovian response. Your brain learns to associate that sound with a reward.
Exactly. It's a cleverly designed system designed to capture our attention. These apps are engineered to be addictive. It's not an accident.
So, what are some of the real-world consequences we're seeing because of this addiction? I know there's more than just eye strain.
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing increased rates of anxiety and depression, sleep disturbances, relationship problems, and even physical health issues like carpal tunnel syndrome and poor posture.
Wow.
That's pretty serious.
So, what can be done about it?
Is it even possible to break free from this cycle?
It's definitely challenging, but it is possible. One key is awareness. Recognizing that you have a problem is the first step. Then, setting boundaries is crucial. Limiting screen time, turning off notifications, and creating designated phone-free zones.
That makes sense. What else can help?
Finding healthy alternatives is important. Spending time outdoors, engaging in hobbies, connecting with people face-to-face. Therapy can also be very effective in helping people manage their addiction and develop coping mechanisms.
And what about the role of technology companies? Do they have a responsibility here?
Absolutely. They're the ones designing these addictive features. While they might not intend to create addicts, they have an ethical responsibility to design more mindful applications and provide users with greater control over their usage.
So it's a complex problem with no easy answers, but it's a conversation that needs to be had on multiple levels: individual responsibility, societal support, and industry accountability.
Exactly. We need a multi-pronged approach to tackle this issue. Awareness, education, responsible design, and access to support. Those are key elements to overcoming this growing problem.
And maybe even some digital detox retreats? That could be beneficial for some people. It's a journey and not a destination.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us today, and remember, it's okay to ask for help if you're struggling. Take a break, reconnect with yourself, and with the world around you.
Until next time. Let's analyze today's vocabulary. Behavioral addiction, a mental health condition that involves compulsively engaging in a behavior or activity that causes harm to a person's physical, emotional, or financial well-being. Example: it's a behavioral addiction characterized by excessive use, despite negative consequences. Neglect, to not give enough care or attention to people or things that are your responsibility. Example: if someone's constantly anxious when their phone is out of reach, or if they're neglecting their relationships, their work, their health. That's a sign, right? Fuel. Something that fuels a feeling or a type of behavior increases it or makes it stronger. Example. And what about the different aspects of smartphone use that fuel this addiction? Dopamine hit. A feeling of pleasure that occurs when the brain releases a rush of dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that's part of the brain's reward system and is involved in many aspects of behavior and physical functions. Example: the dopamine hits from likes, comments, and the fear of missing out, FOMO, keep users hooked. Pavlovian response: a conditioned response that occurs when a neutral stimulus is paired with a biologically significant event. Example: it's like a Pavlovian response. Your brain learns to associate that sound with a reward.